Hello there guys, welcome to the channel, Talking with Jay Springer. I'm your host Jay, giving you a video on the channel today. Hello there guys and welcome to the Journey to X-Men Dark Phoenix YouTube series. Unfortunately, we're coming right to the end of this journey, and today's video guys, I'm going to be reviewing Logan. Let's jump straight into it. Logan. This was written and directed by James Mangold, who also directed the movie The Wolverine, which I was a big fan of. This is an action fantasy drama movie around 2 hours and 21 minutes long, and it was released in March 2017 with an R rating. In a future where mutants are nearly extinct, Logan leads a quiet life, but when Laura, pursued by scientists, comes for help, he gets her to safety. Let's jump straight into the good points. Now, the good points about this movie is James Mangold had an awesome, amazing vision throughout this movie. He gives us exactly what we need, which is an amazing conclusion to the Wolverine and Logan character. It was absolutely brutal with guts and blood everywhere. It was, to be honest, fucking awesome, pretty much. I love the fact this movie isn't comparable to any of the other X-Men movies. This is in a league of its own, and I just think it was a different type of genre as well. This more towards the drama side of things with the violence, more towards that than it is like the superhero type stuff that we're used to. The character arcs built throughout this movie were directed and portrayed perfectly, with most of the lead characters really relishing their roles in this movie. The storyline in this movie was absolutely perfect for me and was so satisfying from an X-Men fan. Visually, this movie was absolutely brilliant, whether it was the beautiful locations on the screen, to the cinematography, or the editing, the CGI, the special effects. Everything in this movie comes together and was absolutely amazing. I think the fight scenes and the choreography were perfectly done in this movie, especially where it had me on the edge of my seat. It was so tense, so satisfying, it was unbelievable. I love that this movie really showed a passing of time, really, because in this movie it showed an X-Men comic, and Logan picks up the comic, flicks through the comic, and he basically says it's absolute bullshit what's in there. It's all been twisted and wrote for purpose of entertainment. And the way that Logan looks, especially Charles and Logan, they've definitely aged a lot from this period, and you can definitely tell it's been a long time since Days of Future Past. I absolutely love the fact that Logan is a shadow of himself. You can see, as I said, he's grown old, he's finding things a lot harder, he's trying to find a purpose, to dig deep and find meaning to continue living. I think this is the most human-like side of Logan which we've ever seen on the screen. I absolutely loved the clone of Logan as well. He was actually menacing, he was threatening, he was terrifying for the characters in the movie, and caused many problems and many threats. Hugh Jackman as Logan in this movie was absolutely perfect. I think he done a phenomenal job with this character. For the conclusion of the character, I think this was his best role yet in an X-Men movie. I think he really showed all different types of emotions throughout this movie for this character, which it's been from and come to. He's led us for a journey throughout all these X-Men movies, and this, to be honest, was the best one yet for him. Patrick Stewart as Charles in this movie, I thought he was phenomenal in this movie. I liked the way they took this character Charles and made him seem like a sick character. Logan was buying him medicine back on the back streets and stuff like that. He was just basically struggling and trying to look after Charles, and Charles was helpless pretty much. I really liked the character arc which they done with Charles, and I think this was a phenomenal performance from Patrick Stewart as well. One of his best for sure. Dafne Keen as Laura, the young girl of the movie, with the great twist in this being Logan's daughter. I felt like she was great throughout the movie, especially her character, obviously being the young foreign girl that's just completely lost and pretty much a young version of Logan, and that's what made this movie so perfect. The connection between them two characters as father and daughter, they're so relatable in so many ways. You see it when they're going against each other and without each other. You can just see how relatable they are. I really like the fact with this character as well, it weren't just claws through the hands, it was through the feet, and she was just completely phenomenal, especially the fight scene they had together. Hugh Jackman and her on the screen fighting all the guards and stuff. It was pure badass. I really enjoyed that. Boyd Holbrook as Pierce, he was great throughout the movie. I really found him really evil and conniving and just really trying to weasel his way into things. You could tell he was bad from the get-go, and I thought he done a phenomenal job pressing the buttons of Logan throughout the movie, really, and trying to really just weasel his way and find out things all the way through this movie really bad, and you really wanted him to get killed throughout the movie, and when he does, it's completely satisfying. Charles Xavier's death in this movie was completely shocking, upsetting, and truly amazingly done. And then the actors around him really contributed to this death as well, because the upset, the anger, and then obviously everything that's going on in the action scene as well really contributed to the death. And I was actually surprised. If this was another movie, I really would have felt the action would have took away from the death, but this really brought something different to that death, and I really like the fact that this death was different to the other death later on in the movie. Talking about that death, we are on about the ending of the movie. I'm going to take a moment to talk about this because this was the part I really wanted to talk about. This was superbly done. I think it was absolutely emotional, heart-wrenching, and absolutely gets me every single time. Now, I've watched this movie yesterday, I watched the normal version, and I watched it again today before reviewing this for you guys in black and white, the film noir version. And it got me twice. I cried my eyes out no matter what. You feel the emotions for the Logan character being killed off. Finally giving the send-off to a character which we absolutely love and absolutely deserves a great send-off at that. Now on to the bad points. Only joking, there isn't any bad points. Now we're on to the critics' ratings for this movie. We have Rotten Tomatoes giving it a 93%, IMDb giving it an 8.1 out of 10, and Metacritic giving a 77. My rating for this movie is a 9 out of 10. That makes this movie totally fucking awesome. So guys, this movie was everything we needed for this send-off for a character or characters that we know and love as Logan, Wolverine, and Charles Xavier. I think it has everything in this movie, from love to action to drama to suspense, even comedy moments throughout this movie, which was well balanced as well. I think they've done a masterpiece of a movie. Rest in peace Logan, rest in peace to Wolverine, and rest in peace Charles Xavier. So guys, a 9 out of 10 for Logan. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and ratings down below in that comment section. Let's get into a friendly discussion down there. And if you enjoyed the video, simply smash that thumbs up. Let me know you're enjoying the content I'm giving you. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell if you're new here. You ain't going to want to miss the content coming up, as well as the stuff already on the channel. Stay tuned for tomorrow's review, guys, where I give the final review on this journey to X-Men Dark Phoenix for Deadpool 2. I'm really excited to give you guys that review. Hope you guys are. And don't worry, guys, if you've missed the journey so far, there'll be a link in the description for the place. You can click on it, take you from X-Men 1 up until this point. Everything else will be going in there after I review Deadpool 2. Obviously, we'll be reviewing X-Men Dark Phoenix, and we're going to be ranking all the movies from the worst to the best. So you guys ain't going to want to miss it. Subscribe, hit the bell, and don't forget to stay tuned for much, much more. So without further ado, guys, I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time on Talking with Jay Springer.